Wee, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie all day. So, man, you know what? There's not a lot I could do right now because I'm in kind of a supposed to be like on bed rest and all that jazz. Drinking lots of fluids. I got my Gatorade. At least I'm doing that. But somebody says you gotta rest. You gotta get in a bed and sit there for the next however long many days it's gonna take for you to get better. I'd rather be worse and doing something than better and just laying there. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So while I was sitting around doing nothing, I started thinking in my head. I started thinking, man, I need to design a new knife because I just got done with my trench knife. This one from Croco Knives. My guys over at Croco's absolutely kill it every single freaking time. And yeah, that's nothing bad on it. It's just oil. But I mean, it's just it doesn't get any better than this. This is one of the most impressive things I've ever held. Oh, and disclosure. My man and the quiet genius. Whoa, I am brain farting all over the place. Captain Electro. Captain Electro picked one up, and when he does his review, he already plans on doing a pretty fun review, and his is probably gonna be better than mine. His review, his is gonna be more fun because I couldn't leave the house and go get supplies to do. I wanted to cut like a pork loin and stuff like that, but he's got some other stuff. I don't want to say what it's going to be, but he's probably going to have a really fun one. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so my guys at Croco are just killing it. They're killing all these designs, and this is just freaking awesome. And I am stoked for that. I'm loving it. There's something about seeing my name on a box. I do like that. And it's really cool. And I started thinking to myself, man, I want to make a folding knife. I don't have a folding knife yet. And I started thinking to myself, well, that's pretty odd because I love all knives and I carry every day a folding knife. Somewhere on me is going to be a folding knife. This one was with me today, even though I didn't get to do much. I only left the house once. But that was with me. And ADV Tactical. So I started thinking I want to do a folding knife. And my guys over at the cookery house are kukri makers. And then they make big knives. And they're doing my wakizashi anyway. And they already finished up the sax, which is coming, my Norseman. So they've got their hands full with dbad stuff anyway. So then I started thinking, my guys over at Croco, they already do make folding knives, but they make slip joints and old school spine locks, lockbacks like this, like the Formax. It happened to be right in front of me. So like that. Obviously, the Formax. Now, believe me, when I say I want to make a lockback, it is not in any kind of weird competition for like, oh yeah, I want to make one like the Formax. This is the Triad lock. This is either the strongest or the second strongest now. Someone may have beaten it. Spine lock in the business. I mean, Andrew Demko, when he designed this spine, this lock. I mean, God, we all do that. I mean, Demko is genius. He's a genius with locks. I can design me a knife, but tell me to engineer a lock? Come on, man. I just got done changing out my summer air out of my tires. Yeah, there's no way I could redesign the lock and make it better. So it's going to be, the way they do theirs, it's on the line, like Buck 110 and all these guys, they make, you find these knives everywhere, these old trapper hunter style folders like the Buck 110. That style of knife, Croco makes those all the time. They make them all the time. And they're generally within a certain size parameter, which is not always my size parameter. I like a little bit bigger. So I was thinking, 5.5 inch knife, a big knife, 4.5 inch blade, big knife. The way I like my pocket knives, and I'm going to show you. I'm not just talking about it. I'm going to show you what I drew up, but I wanted something that went straight across the top because I want tooling going all the way across. But then I wanted, when I started doing my modified Predator tips on a lot of my new designs, that I have some shipped out to other places, and you're going to see more about that later. But my modified Predator tip, which is on my Preacher, that's where I started that. On my Preacher, it has a modified Predator tip, and it's too far. But it's over there. But so I started doing that, and it's like a signature of mine. I really like doing that sweep. So I wanted that in there, but then I wanted some other stuff too, some elements that are just crazy cool. So I'd like to do a slip joint with them, especially. I mean, looking at Jack Wolf knives, and again, it wouldn't be in competition with that, because if my guys over at Croco got together with me and we did a slip joint, Jack Wolf knives, best slip joints in the world. Doesn't matter. I don't care who the designer is on what. If I did a slip joint right now, it would be a really nice looking slip joint. It would not be at the level of a Jack Wolf knives slip joint. That's for damn sure. Nobody's is, and that's why I say that. So I came up with something that I think is pretty cool. I hope you like it. All right, so check this out, y'all. I started with a drop point, right? And I had this line going straight through to the drop point, and then I was like, no, I really want my my Predator tip, my modified Predator. And the reason I call that, I did it on my Preacher, is because of the Predator knife, how it came and it had that nice, cool sweep. And I just wanted to modify it and change it and make it look different, because there's, on the Predator one, it was more almost angular. And I didn't like that it was too angular. So I curved it and made it sweet. And I thought this could look good in a lot of different applications. So you'll notice that from here all the way to where the lock would be is a straight line. So from there to there is dead straight. It doesn't start curving until the actual lock, right? So, and it's kind of hard to see, but it from there to there, and it's kind of an optical illusion because it makes it look like the whole thing's curved because of the way it flows through. And then the fact that it drops here, it makes this part look curved when it's not. And I really liked that. When I was drawing it out, I said, hey, this looks kind of cool. So I want a big nail nick. Even though there's going to be enough blade to grab onto, you're really not going to need a nail nick. But I thought it would be cool too. I wanted to do a swedge, but I wanted to pretty much do this line, boop, boop, down both. And then I was thinking about a flat grind here, and that's why I went with a straight line across. To hone in my sharpened area there. So with the grip, it's got to be bolstered. If it's going to be like a buck 110 style, it's got to be bolstered. So I'm thinking Damascus bolsters with a Damascus pocket clip and a Damascus lock bar, and tooled from here all the way around. I think that would be super freaking dope. Oh, and by the way, micarta scales. I think that would be really cool looking. I think that would be really cool. This grip would be anybody can hold it type of grip. It's going to be for big hands. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Might be onto something with this one. It's freaking awesome. It really is. I like it. So I'm going to talk to my guys over there and see if this is something that they could even do. If so, then I'll have my first ever dbad lockback knife, which would be really cool. And I was thinking between 1095 and D2, but so far all the D2 stuff that Croco Knives has done for me, between my Menace, my military combat knife, now my trench knife, the D2 has been fantastic, just fantastic. So I have no worries about going a pocket knife with the D2. I think it would be great, and I'm a big 1095 fan too, so I was really kind of up in the air. But I think D2, man, I'll tell you, I like it. I like it. It would be big, sit in the pocket, and it's not going to be a frame lock or a liner lock or all these newfangled stuff. It's just going to be a classic old school bolstered spine lock. And I say it's going to be because I'm hoping they can do it. Because if they can do it, it's going to be really, really badass. I mean, really badass. So, here's for hoping. I'm going to get this out to him and see what he says. And with any luck, maybe someday in the near future, just probably around Christmas to after Christmas, we might have a kick the new year off with a pretty badass hunk of steel there. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys what was going through my dome. Even when I'm not all there, I'm still all knife, man. I'm just all knife all the time. But I don't know. I like this. I like this. I like this. I did have one other one that I was working on, and I was talking to a few different people on it, and it's another one with a modified clip, and I'll show you. I was coming up with that, and I thought that would be cool too. So I don't know. That would be for a different maker. But I mean, I have some things kicking in my dome, man. I have some things kicking in my dome, and I like this idea. So I'm going to try and get that going. If so, well, I'll be telling you, not keeping it a secret. So that's it. I'm done with this video. I am Donnie B all day. Until next video.